Hey, what is up guys? We're going to be doing a deck profile today of Blackwing. So it's been a while since I last did this deck profile and I'm just really excited to bring it back. It's been a long time and I think with the link format it really does make things interesting, especially for Blackwings with its ability to spam synchro summoning, as well as its ability to just special summon their monsters out as many times as they want. So let's see how it goes. I do apologize that it is raining right now. Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys, but I don't want the weather to stop me from actually uploading videos. So I want to try and upload as much as I can for you guys. But without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so let's begin with the monsters. So to begin, we're playing 3 Chris. We are playing 3 Bora. We are also playing 2 Gale. Might bump it up to 3 because it's actually becoming a pretty good card here. We're playing 2 Orochi. And we are also playing 1 Harmattan the Dust. So these cards actually special summon themselves when you already have a Blackwing on the field. This is why we're playing pretty much these guys in the ratio as it is. I might bump up Gale, I might bump up Harmattan, but overall I do like this whole ratio and everything it is. If you guys want to know specifically their secondary effects, do check out my previous deck profiles as I do put explanation as to what those cards actually do. But for now, I don't think I really need to do that, simply because if you're a long-time Blackwing player, then you would already know what these cards do, and if you are brand new, then like I said, I want to recommend you watch my older Blackwing deck profiles instead. So next we have Zephyros, we have 1 Gofu, and we have Gladius. These cards also special summon, but in different conditions. So Gofu special summons itself if you have no monsters on the field. Gladius special summons itself if you have exactly 1 Blackwing on the field, and Zephyros special summons itself by bouncing back one of your face-up cards on the field. So, like I said, you bounce back one of the special summon monsters, he comes back from the graveyard, and then you special summon one of the special summonable monsters. So yeah, that's pretty interesting there. And then moving on, we are playing 2 Blizzard, the Far North. We are playing 2 Pinaki. We're playing 1 Steam. Might even bump up Steam to 2 or 3 because I think it's actually become a pretty good card as well. It's not too bad because when it leaves the field you get a token. There's a specific thing that's important about it. And then for hand traps specifically, we're playing 3 Kalut because I think it's really amazing. We're playing 1 Maxi and we're playing 1 DD Crow. So I think 3 Kalut pretty much makes sense. Some people alternate between 2 or 3. Maxi is one of those most played cards. It downright just stops your opponent from playing anything at all. So I do recommend you actually try it in, and depending on what happens, you can always just side it out. But I think I always would main this card. I still think it's really good. DD Crow, sometimes there are cards that come back from the graveyard. Some cards are really crucial in the graveyard. So I like DD Crow just as a nice tech. Plus it's also a winged beast, so we're playing Icarus attack here. So even if you set DD Crow and set the Icarus attack, you can actually do pretty good plays here. Now we have Blizzard, Pinaki, and Steam. All these Blackwing cards are the ones that will be normal summoned in this deck. In fact, we only have 5 normal summonable monsters in this deck, which is really amazing considering that everything else here is technically a hand trap. Everything else before that is a card that can special summon itself and something like that. So these make it really consistent for this deck to be able to spam out special summons or synchro summons. Alright, so next I want to go into these really specific monsters that I've been trying out, and I think it's really been working out for this deck. So we're playing 2 Armageddon Knight, and we're also playing 1 Level Eater. Now Armageddon Knight and Level Eater can work generically just to send any Blackwing to the field to deck thin, or if Level Eater's in your graveyard, keep in mind all your Assault Blackwing synchro monsters are counted as tuners if you use a Blackwing tuner to synchro summon that synchro monster. So to use Level Eater on that as well, you can actually make pretty good plays with it, so it's pretty fun to actually do that. And there will be a specific combo revolving Armageddon Knight, Level Eater plus another monster. I will leave that until the actual combo video, so do stay tuned. But that's basically the monster lineup, so let's move on to spells. Now, of course, if you guys actually noticed, there was 27 monsters I was playing there, so that's a lot more monsters than expected, but for Blackwing specifically and its ability to special summon, I do think it's a really good idea to do that. But moving on to spells, we're playing 3 Black Whirlwind. You still get to search, so I still don't see why you wouldn't want to play 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. And of course, we're playing 3 Allure of Darkness because obviously we want to draw more cards. I think it's really good. One last spell, and that is Mind Control to take our opponent's monsters for a Link Summon. But basically, these cards are really nice. Playing 7 spells does seem a little less to you guys, but of course, I think playing mostly monsters in this deck has been working pretty well for me. And alternatively, once we get to the traps, you guys can actually think about taking a few cards out to add in cards like Raigeki or perhaps Twin Twisters, everything like that. Cards that you might think that's appropriate for the meta. But for now, I don't see a reason to even play those cards because we have trap cards that can do a pretty good job here. So actually moving on to the trap cards, we are playing 2 Black Sonic because, again, it's non-targetable, banish your opponent's monsters, which is just so amazing. I don't see why you shouldn't play this. And I also am playing 2 Icarus Attack. Some people play 3 and recommend it. I think that's a little bit too much here. I think 2 is more than enough. And destroying 2 cards on your opponent's field is just really amazing. It's an even trade because sometimes you just might not have a great hand and you just set one of your monsters, set Icarus Attack, destroy 2 of your opponent's cards to disrupt their plays. It's a really nice card. It's better than you think. And alternatively, you could take it out to add in Twin Twisters. You could take it out to add in Raigeki. However, Raigeki specifically destroys monsters. Twin Twisters specifically destroy spells and traps, whereas Icarus Attack can target anything it wants. So it's a lot better. To end things off, we are playing 1 Reject Reborn. So Reject Reborn actually allows you to special summon back a Synchro monster as well as a Tuner monster from your graveyard. And this happens when your opponent declares a direct attack. Now, of course, this card isn't particularly well known, but I do think it's a particularly good card to play in. And to end things off, we're playing 1 Solemn Strike, just because, well, you just want to blatantly stop your opponent from doing things. I think it's a pretty even trade for 1500 life points. So that was pretty much the main deck. Now let's move on to the extra deck. Of course, you guys might have different opinions on different things like that, but of course the extra deck is more different. It's something that you guys can play whatever you want in, and it's more adjustable, whereas the main deck, I feel like my build has been working out pretty well. Of course, you might have a few cards different, but I do certainly suggest you at least try it out and see how things go. Next, for the Synchro monsters, we are playing Assault Blackwing on Imaru. I still think it's a really amazing card. It's actually easy to bring out the card with a level 5 and a level 7 Synchro monster. As a result, when he attacks, 6000 is really easy to do, and it just deals with a lot of your opponent's stronger monsters, which is something that we have a lot of difficulty dealing with. We also have Assault Blackwing Raikiri, just playing 1 of them to destroy your opponent's things. We have Chidori, it gains attack based on how many Blackwings are in your graveyard. Only 1, playing 1 Blackwing Armor Master, can't be destroyed by battle. And then we have Hawk Joe to bring back 1 of my Assault Blackwings. Playing 2 Nothung, burn your opponent for 800 extra normal summon. And then we're playing 2 Sahaya. We used to play 3, but I think I'm playing 2 now because it's a lot better. There's a specific play with it, and I don't want to talk about this card in this video. I want to talk about it in the combo video, but it does help us bring out Ultimaya Zolkin. Yes, we are still playing Zolkin in this deck, and believe it or not, but you can actually still play Ultimaya Zolkin despite the fact that you still have 1 extra monster zone. There is a way to do it, and obviously that is link summoning, and we have to go into like a Decode Talker or something like that. But Ultimaya will obviously bring out stuff like Crystal Wing, it will bring out Beals, and it will bring out Black Rose. Alternatively, you can also play Scarlight, or you can play Void Ogre Dragon. That's up to you, it's whatever you want. To actually end things off, we are playing 1 Decode Talker, and 1 proxy dragon, because proxy dragon will obviously help you get into Deco Talker a little easier since we are playing Gofu in this deck. But that's basically the extra deck, and I will be showing a combo video specifically going through what these extra deck cards are, and that way you'll understand why I'm playing Ultimate Zolkin and how I'm even able to go into it. There's a lot of different ways to play around the link format with Blackwings. I don't think this deck is dead at all. If anything, it actually does pretty well compared to a lot of other decks that try to adjust to it. This deck can still play relatively well. So yep, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I don't want to drag this out any longer. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.